So, like I was saying, we were doing HTML and CSS, but now we're gonna learn about a shortcut, something that we don't have to necessarily know HTML and CSS to use it. I would say knowing the basics is the best thing you can do, but there's also like uh, components, or I guess I would call it like a framework. There's also frameworks you can use that give you HTML, CSS. And one of those, so a popular one is called Bootstrap, but even for me, even better, this one's called BOMA. And with BOMA, you're able to add HTML, CSS to your page that's already styled. And I'm going to give y'all an example of that. So first of everything, in order to use BOMA, you have to import it into your website. Y'all know how we was doing whenever we were using CSS. For example, if I go to the index page, if I was to link main.css to this index page, I would have to do link, and then inside of href, I would do main.css, and that literally brings in all of the CSS from here. Well, you have to do something very similar, except for you're linking it with a URL that's online. Just like we were able to use like links and like with the image tag, like links from online, you can do the same thing with the link tag with other CSS files that's online. This is the URL to a CSS file that BOMA, this website, has. And because they give you a CSS file, you're able to use all of the classes and IDs and classes to style your CSS. Let me show you what the CSS looks like. If I just type that in, paste that right in there, probably looks crazy. So this is their CSS file, and it's a bunch of different stuff. Let me see if I can like paste that over here. See if I can format at all. Format document. Okay, this is their CSS file. It's huge. It's a lot of stuff here. And they give you a whole bunch of styling for you to, a whole bunch of CSS classes and stuff like that for you to style your page. Now, you don't have to actually go through this CSS file to use it, which is the good thing. I'm not going to say this. All you got to do is go to their website and copy and paste HTML on your page. So let me put this in the chat really quick in case anybody want to go to the website to check it out. But basically, what I would do is go here to elements. Actually, I will go to anything on the sidebar. I'm just going to go to components actually. In components, I'm gonna click on breadcrumb. Right now, it's giving me HTML that I can use to create breadcrumbs on my website. Let me actually, I think probably better is for me to show y'all is elements actually. I'm gonna go to buttons. I think it's a better example. So these buttons were created with this HTML. If I copy this, right, I can just press that copy button and I'm gonna paste that into here, into the home page down here. Let me format this, save it, and I think I have this open already, but I'm not sure. Copy path. Let me open this up. It's over here. We can see those buttons are here. See, those exact same ones we saw on the website. Now let's say I want to make some colorful buttons. I just copy these and paste that in here. Let me just get rid of this. Actually, I'll keep that there. Paste that there. Let's format this. And if we look at this, hold on, let me refresh on this side first. We have a bunch of different colors here, right? We got green, blue, yellow, and red. If we look at the HTML for this, Let me open up the dev tools. Actually, I think that's the best way to look at this. Um, we can see that each we can see which one is which button. Basically, if I open this up, the thing with the class of info is blue. The button with the class of is success is green. The warning is yellow, is warning is yellow, and is danger is red. So I can literally take this class. If I wanted to make one of those buttons up top red, I can take this class here and I can give this button, since it is a button, it has a class of button, I can add that is danger, and that makes that button red for me. And this is just buttons. Like we can go as far as like styling a whole page. Like those are buttons. Let's see, content, right? You can see how easy this is to sort of create. Everything on the left-hand side is created with all of this CSS here. So I'm just gonna copy that whole thing. Copy that. I'm just gonna paste that whole thing in here. Get rid of these buttons. Let's format this. Save it. Let's go back. Refresh. And we got all of the content right here on the page. And it's everything here is already styled. We got these bold things here. We even have these boxes with like text inside of them. And we can literally go through and see which elements is which. That is a block quote. And it has, it already has a styling in there for us. We even have a table here. So if I go here, yeah, so you just use the regular table tags, and I'm not even sure if we even went through the table tag, but I mean you can see an example here, and you can sort of kind of you can kind of figure out like how this is structured. We got some images here.
Question.
Put in here, yeah. What's your?
How would you, so if you wanted to restyle it, then we could just same thing, main.css, and throw the restyling in there, as long as main.css is above your BOMA link.
Below has to
Oh,
be,
below. Okay, yeah.
yeah, to overwrite everything, right? So
Right.
this is what sometimes you'll see on a job. You'll see them use like a link here and then like have an overwrite link. Um, so yeah, you can overwrite it. Like for example,
Okay.
you want your H5s. You want your H5s to look a little different. Let's say you want them to have a color. Anytime we reference H5, we put that in here. It's gonna overwrite everything. We may have to actually add that important flag. I'm wondering if yeah, we gotta add that important flag.
Mm,
Yeah, I'm assuming some of their styles have some important flags in there, and
yeah.
this is a good example, because so the benefit of using this is that all your styling is are here. The the bad thing about it, the con, is that some of your styles is going to conflict. You got to make sure first of all you're not using the same names they use. Because if you use the same names they use, you might overwrite something that you might unintentionally overwrite something. Another thing
Mm,
is if you do want to overwrite it, you may have to start using these important flags, which is not always the best practice. So, there's pros and cons to everything, but I think the pros of this probably overweigh the cons, because you pretty much get everything styled out of the gate,
yeah.
and anytime you add a new thing is already added for you. So yeah, what's your you had a question?
So like, so they asked the question, is it like Bootstrap? Are they similar?
Yeah, pretty similar, pretty much the exact same thing to be honest. But I saw Boma from somebody I follow on YouTube, and he was talking about it, and like honestly, like for me, looking at this looks a lot simpler to look at for me. Like, and I like how these components look. If I go to Bootstrap, their components are very similar, but it's not exactly the same. Now, which one you choose is up to y'all. What is it? Bootstrap, whatever works for you, really. But like these components have slight differences. See Bootstrap, getbootstrap.com. Let's see, docs. Let's see. Components, accordion. Yeah, I would say it's just really your whatever your taste is. It's the same stuff though. Copy and paste. You probably got to do a CDN also. Oh, so what we pasted in is called a CDN. This hold on. It's probably an important thing to know. This is the CDN. We can see it starts with CDN. CDN stands for Content Delivery Network, I believe, and it's just basically a URL that you use to bring your CSS. And Bootstrap has something very similar. I'm sure they have a CDN in here somewhere. Introduction. Probably just download it to be honest. CDN. Yeah, they have a CDN here. JavaScript view, Bootstrap demo. Okay. CDN links are here, or we can use one from here. So it's always called a CDN. And obviously, if I delete this, and go back here, all these stylings is going to go away because now we don't have a CSS file anymore because we didn't link it. So I'm just going to put that back, save that, refresh. So, oh, any questions before we move on?
So I do have a quick question. So it's dependent on the CDN, like you said, the kind of delivery network. And right. I guess if at any time that goes down for whatever reason, that could affect your website, right? Or is that not likely, I guess?
Wait, what was the last part?
Like if, let's say that link that URL is down for some reason, that would affect how your website looks and things like that, right?
Yeah, it affects how your website looks, but yeah. So, but if you're worried about like them changing it on their end, all of these, like let's say like they changed it and it's like your website now looks different. These all have versions on them. So every time they change it, they change the version. So you'll always get the same CDN every time.
Gotcha. Okay. And now I guess we could also, I guess, is it for download? Like I could download this version, let's say, and embed it in my website.
Yeah, you can download it, or you can do what I did. Just go there. You know what I mean? And just copy and paste the whole thing.
Oh, gotcha. That'd be the same idea. Okay.
Yep. Honestly, let me see. Honestly, I would add, if they have a download button, I would just download it, to be honest. Because sometimes when you just go straight here, now I don't have an exact example, but I know sometimes they like the download code would look a little bit different than the code that's here. One difference is like some of the names they use maybe a little bit more readable. Another thing is sometimes some things don't work when you just copy and paste it from here. I read that somewhere. I never ran into that case before. I always just just copy and paste it from here. But yeah, if you see the download option, download it. If not, you can just go to the link yourself and just download it. So yeah. All right. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna create some breakout rooms, and breakout rooms, for people who don't know, are basically sub rooms in the Zoom. So I'm gonna open up like different rooms for you to go into, and I'm gonna do it so that you go into the room with your group. What I would do first is first of all get to know each other. Maybe spend the first like 10 minutes just like talking about anything. Maybe I can like say you're introduce yourselves to each other because that's important. And then after that, I want y'all to go to Boma and just start to create website, just or app or whatever, just mess around with the different components because I want y'all to get like familiar with it. I use something very similar at work to this. It's not this or Bootstrap, it's called something else, but it's specific to my company. So like these are very, very common. Let me create a few breakout rooms and I'll name them the group names. So I gotta pull that up so I can see what those group names are.
So I wonder if it's like beneficial to create, is that almost like creating the HTML templates, like what Jerome was talking about? Well, not necessarily for emails, but you know what I'm saying, for a website, just creating an HTML template. Pretty much Boom is just doing that, except you know it's way more standardized, a
Right,
little less specific.
right. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. So let me just share my screen real quick, just to give you all more context on this. So the reason we have two reasons we have this. So one is that we're not designers. Like we're developers and we don't design things because that's just not what we specialize in. So you get a designer, the designers design this themselves, and then you just use the components that they want you to use. Now, the second reason to use a website like this, or I guess second of many, but the second that I'm going to name is if you have a UI UX team. Now, UI UX is a team that helps make your website more user friendly. For example, UI UX will put a navigation bar up top. Now, I've seen people put this navigation bar all kinds of places, but you put it up top because people expect it to be up top. Anytime you go to a website, it's always expected for you to be up top. Even in the way these buttons are laid out, you see how we got the input box to the right of the actual buttons. Like that's a decision made by the UI UX team. They may say, okay, which position does it make sense to put this input box in? Does it make sense to be on the right? Does it make sense to be on the left? You can even see that they have different they have their Twitter here and they have their GitHub here. This is the icon for GitHub. Like the place where the space where things are placed is decided by the UI UX team if you have that team. Now what they do is um so Boma, we have a bunch of different code here where we can put in our website. Now the UI UX team actually have the components. They have this button, like they have like this thing here, and they have these X buttons, and they'll place those components around on like a page. Where they'll do it in like Photoshop or a popular one is called Figma. They'll put it on a screen, and then what you would do is they'll say, okay, we want you to create this. And then you'll look at that screen and then you'll go through the documentation and find all those components and put them in the places that they want you to put them in. So it helps standardize your website and it helps like to coordinate with different like UI UX teams on these components. So like there's multiple reasons to use something like that's why I say the pros outweigh the cons because you're able to work with a different team to put together a website or app. And honestly, it's most likely an app that you're building. You're rarely building a website when you go to the job. I want to make that like clear. Like no one does that. The website is already built, and if the website is not built, then there's something wrong with the company. So, and you probably don't want to work there to begin with. So, yeah, building apps with this, and you can coordinate between teams. You keep it standard. So, yeah. Any questions on that? I'm gonna be creating these breakout groups, and I'll take questions at the same time. It's 5 teams. I'm gonna create 6 breakout rooms actually, one for each team, and actually I'll just create 5. I'll just create 5 breakout rooms. 5. I'm gonna let y'all join which room you're in. Y'all gonna see the name of your group on there. Let's see, rename. Let's see. This one.
So we just playing around with Bootstrap and getting to know each other.
Right.
I mean, with Boma and getting to know each other.
Right. Exactly.
Cool.
I have a quick question. When I had created the Bitbucket, I actually had a hard time finding the permissions. I know you said check all of the boxes, but I couldn't find it. Like I did go to my profile and everything, but it wasn't over there. And then I went to like different type of settings and stuff like that, like my account, but I could not find the part for me to pick all my permissions. So I'm not sure if that's gonna affect if everybody could see my portion of the code or not.
I'm gonna show you real quick. Let me go to Bitbucket. Where is it? I have it up there somewhere. Is this it? No. I'm just gonna open up a new one. I'm going through all these tabs. All right, so you basically go here to the, as soon as this loads out. All right, so you basically go here to this icon, and then you go down to personal settings. And this took me some time to find also. Like I saw it online, it took me some time to figure this out. So personal settings here. And then you go to app passwords here. So did you get this far? Or was this the answer to your question, or?
Well, that's
Then you just create it here, and then you check all those boxes.
oh, you gotta go create. Okay, because when I had made my account and verified my email and everything, they had me create a password there. So I didn't even think to go to add passwords.
Oh yeah. This like I didn't know about this until like a week ago, like when I had told y'all about it. So yeah, this is not it's not even a common knowledge thing. And this is one of the ways to authenticate or to like tell Bitbucket that it's your computer. There's other ways here too, but this is the easier way that I found. So that's the way I told y'all about. So but
Yeah, I would have
Question.
never went to it. So thank you.
yeah. Yeah.
All right. Question. How do you delete a repository?
So you go here, let me go to my repositories. That's something else I had to like look around for. I'm just going to delete. Funny thing, this here, where it says class material UPenn, that actually, yeah, this is when I used to work at UPenn. So literally all of the code that they have is in there. That's just a side note, but yeah, I'm gonna delete this one example too. And I'm gonna keep that.
I wanted to delete a folder and remake it.
I think you go to repository settings, and here manage repository delete. You wanted to delete it.
Excuse me.
Yeah. What did you want to do? Just delete it, or you want to rename it?
I was gonna. Well, yeah, actually, I could rename it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Let me see. So where's this? So to rename it, I'm not even sure how you.
It's that one. Rename.
wait.
Repository name. It was in the. I think that's it. Yeah. Repository name right there.
Yeah.
Bet. No, I'm finna do that now.
Yeah.
Call this thing example.
Yeah, but to delete, you just press the delete button here. I don't even know what this URL to. Okay, I guess they want you to move it. If you want to move your repository to a new location, add the URL. This is optional, but you can just press delete, and then it'll just delete it for you. I'm gonna leave it here, but yeah.
Okay, so you got to click the. Let's see. Repository.
Let me rename myself on here. Rename.
I just went around in a circle. Okay.
I'm gonna open up the breakout rooms. Y'all gonna see it open, and y'all can just join the one that has your
There you
group.
go.
And yeah, like I said, talk to each other, get to know each other, introduce yourself, and then just go through, create a repository. Actually, let me share my screen because I don't want to try to what I want you to do, like, I don't want y'all to do it how I did it before. Like, literally create the repository first. Like, one person on your team create it. And actually, I'm gonna go through a quick demo before y'all go in there. I'm gonna create one on my side, and I want to test something out. See, testing repo. I'm gonna create it, and I'm gonna give this. I need a volunteer actually. um, I'm gonna create this, and I want to see what happens on the other side. So when y'all create it, I want y'all to use clone and just
Oh,
copy
cool.
this here, because this is the best way to do it. I'm gonna clone it to my computer first. So
It's my dog. I'll do it.
start. All right, cool. And I'm gonna give you this clone link. I want to see if it give you any issues. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Just throw that into your terminal.
I'm on it. I'm actually finna. Should I share screen or no?
Oh yeah, share screen.
All right, cool. Let me make sure my screen is clear. Anything crazy? Okay, we good.
Hey, quick question, Isaiah. What's the difference between creating a repository and creating a project?
So I think the project is like the top level. You wanna put, oh, I don't know. Actually, I'm not even sure. I see what you mean. I'm not even sure. I'm not sure, to be honest. I never clicked on that. Yeah, not sure. I know when you create, I think I know what it is. So when you go to create a repository, right, it asks you it asks you to to pick a project, and that's probably what it is. So whenever you create a project, you create like a overarching, it's like something that's over everything else. Like a project can have multiple repositories inside of it. So like if you want to put everything under the same name, you want to put a bunch of different repositories under the same name. Let's say you wanted to name it by like your team. Your project would be like let's say the Thunder Crew or whatever team you're in, and then under that you'll put all of your repos, and that's
I
just
need
separate out all your code. Okay, you
I need
need
the password.
right. So let me give you. I figured it was going to ask you for that. Let me create a password, and I'm gonna give that to you because I want to see if that is what you need to paste in.
Could you use the my password or do you have to use a new one?
I think you have to use one that I give you, because remember that the add password is it says the permissions that I'm giving the users. So let me share my screen real quick.
Okay.
You can leave the terminal like it is.
Oh, I am.
Let me as soon as this loads.
Zoom, 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 zoom.
About that song. What was it? LL Cool J and what's it called? Lopez. What's her name?
Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez.
Was it J Lo? Let me see. Because I was thinking about Missy Elliott.
This is very slow. Let me stop sharing for 2 seconds because I think the sharing screen is what's doing it. What's slowing everything down. I'm gonna minimize some stuff on my computer too. It's still low. Okay, Git bucket. All right, I'm gonna share my screen now. Okay, all right, so I'm here and I created this one, testing repo. So I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna go to create an app password. So I'm gonna go to personal settings and then go to add passwords. And remember, when y'all have these passwords, like you can't see the password again. Like, it's gone forever. So I got to create a new one. So I'm gonna create a new one, even though I have one here currently. Just give all of these here.
So if I write it down on a piece of paper or something, then I could just keep that password and keep on handing it out?
Yeah,
Or is it better just to keep creating new ones?
I would just hand it out, to be honest. I think you should be able to just hand it out. So I'm gonna create that. I'm gonna get this to you, and I'm gonna see if this works. Let me see. I'm gonna stop sharing and I'll paste it in the chat. Cool.
Cool. And then I'm gonna pick it up and dump it. Copy the whole thing. I'm gonna share again. Sure. Cool. And then I can Command V. I don't know if that worked.
Yeah, just try it and see. I feel like it should.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
All right, cool.
Yep.
So yeah. So when y'all
It is not showtime.
when y'all do that, make sure y'all create the password first, and then just copy and paste. Just put it in your group chat or whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna open up the rooms now, and y'all free to join. And I'll be out here in this main room, and we'll make sure you take a break at 11 if you want, for like 15 minutes, and then I'll close all of the break rooms come like 11:30, after y'all get a chance to just mess around with it and just try to make the best design y'all can. Just really go in and try it out. And if you have any questions, I'll be out in the main room. You'll be able to leave your breakout room. So yeah.
And so one more question before we leave out. So when we do the clone folder, we can push the whole folder, can't we? Like
Yeah.
instead of pushing each individual element, we just push the whole folder. So if I was to make so let's say, oh no, actually, it'd be okay. And so I got this whole folder in here, right? And so I could add the website folder, or will it? Let's see.
Yeah. So you just do a git add all.
Oh, okay. So I don't have to navigate in the website folder and then, status and all that type of stuff. I could just literally push the whole folder, add the whole folder.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then push the whole, or add the whole folder, commit the whole folder, push the whole folder.
It was supposed to say something different there. It's saying nothing to commit. Which why is it saying that? Which folder are you currently?
I'm in the website folder now. I'm finna.
You should have been able. So when you ran git status, it should have said that that the folder was added, but it didn't say that for some reason. I'm trying to figure out.
Right.
Just do a git push. Let me see if anything show up on my side.
Okay, see, now there's a folder there. I just threw an index.html up in there. So
Okay. All right. Actually, can y'all stay here for a minute? I want to show y'all something else also. So I want you to open it up in VS Code also.
okay. So add it now, add it to VS Code now, or open VS Code now.
Yeah. Oh, you can open VS Code now, and you can just use the terminal that's inside of VS Code also, just to keep it all like simple.
All right, cool. I already added it. I just need to commit it. So
yeah.
All right, good. I just keep that for reference. So I would take the testing repo folder and throw it in there, or do I throw the website folder in there?
Testing repo.
Okay. Yeah, just to make sure. Do that. I'm just trusting right now. All right, cool. So we there. And then we just got the website folder.
Right.
With
So
with the empty index.
So yeah, make that full screen real quick. What's it called it? So right now we're inside of the master branch. We can see it from the bottom corner there. It says master in the blue bar.
Master.
What I want you to do is I want you to do a git push. just push. Did you already commit it? I'm not even sure.
Mhm.
All right, so I'm gonna check on my side.
After doing this, you may fix the identity used for this commit with.
So it's basically to Git commit. Please check this accuracy. It's probably because you had a. So you did index.html. I'm wondering if that dot threw everything off. I normally try to avoid putting any periods or dots in there, but I think it did it the correct way. Let me share my screen real quick.
Okay, yeah, I think it did it.
Okay. So so I have I'm opening up mine's in VS Code. So it's testing repos here. Let's open this up. So right now I'm in the master branch, right? And I want to share this demonstration because this is something y'all going to run into. If I do a git status, right? It's basically saying that like nothing changed, like on my end, nothing changed. But if I wanted to pull in Jabez changes, I would do a git pull. So if I do git pull, now I pulled in his changes. See?
Let's go.
Yeah. So so git pull pulls in all of the changes. Let me put that in the chat just in case anybody need it.
So it seems way easier to just clone the file onto your computer. That seems like a way easier
Right.
thing to do.
Right. So yeah, it really is easier. And honestly, you're gonna be doing git clone. You're really gonna do it the way I told y'all the first time. Because when you're on a job, the repo is already going to be created for you. They just want you to clone it down. So
I was
go ahead.
So I was gonna say, do we want to? What would be the best reason to just use the command line? Is it for cyber security purposes, more or less, or so you don't have the file actually on your computer? You're just doing everything working from the cloud.
Yeah. I mean, you want hold on. What could you reword your question? I'm sorry. I thought I understood. Yeah.
No, you probably did. So yeah, I was wondering, is it better for security purposes to not clone the file onto your computer? Essentially,
no. I don't know. It's no. No, it's not. I mean, it's. I don't think it has anything to do with security. In general. So whenever you clone it, like generally there's already code that's already there, which is going to be most of the time. Now, sometimes you do want to create a new project. Let's say your team is starting a whole new project, which honestly rarely happens. If you do create a whole new project, that's when you'll go through. And honestly, you can do the same thing. You can just create the repo and just clone it down. Like you can always create the repo and clone it down. But if you wanted to start from your computer, the option is to do that. Like, but I honestly never start from my computer. I always create the repo and just clone it down. So it's just easy.
Okay.
So we're about to do a demonstration also. So I'm able to see Java's code, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a change in here, and I'm gonna have Jay pull it down. And then what we're going to do is we both are going to make a change in this exact same file. And then like, because I want to show y'all how to handle, because sometimes you and another teammate works in the exact same file. And when you do that, there's a conflict. It's like it doesn't know how to fix it. Like I may put something and you may put something else. Now we got to figure out how to fix those changes. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna just say I'm gonna just put a random paragraph. So,
there you go. Hello world.
Right. Hello world. There we go. hello world, right? I'm gonna save this, and Jay, I want you to pull this down. Let me do the whole thing. Get add, and while we're here, I want to show y'all. Actually, let me put this back down, just to show you a little bit different. So I just reversed the get add. If for those, I didn't specifically say it. I just reversed it from here. So basically, I'm here. I can see the difference in file. It was empty when I first pulled it, and I added all of this stuff here. Now I can press this add button. This is the equivalent of get add. So this is going to add our changes. Now our changes is staged. Even if I do a get status here in the terminal, we can see that our changes is ready to be.
That's cool.
And now let's say I wanted to do a git commit. I can just put that message right in here. I'm committing SA added, put index, put I don't know, added hello world or something. Hello world, and then let me see if I press enter. Is it enter? Hold on. The message is here. I thought it was like a button that I was supposed to put. Oh wait, check this check mark here. So now I just pushed it. So that I committed it. I committed it actually. If I do a git status, I'm working with a clean branch. Now if I want to push it, I press this sync button, sync changes. This is a git push. I'm gonna just press OK. You can see here action will pull and push commits from origin master. That's just like the branch, and origin is like the name of what I named it, basically like the reference to Bitbucket. I'm just gonna press OK. And now all of my changes, as soon as this is done, all my changes should be online now. If I go to Bitbucket, go to testing repo, and go into website and go into index, all my changes are now here. I'm gonna stop sharing. And with this being said, like y'all see that I can use this interface right here. I didn't have to use these commands. With that being said, I would still use the commands. Like don't let this handicap you, because sometimes you're gonna need those commands and you're not gonna have an interface. So like definitely, like if anything, use both, because I use both, to be honest. And just know, like if you're using the interface, just know what the command is, because you don't want to be handicapped. So let me stop sharing. Jay, you can share and then just pull down the changes. Do a git pull.
Oh. And then whatever. It's cool. All right, cool. Git pull.
All right, cool. So now we're about to do the second demonstration. You could change hello to whatever. Hola, hi, hey, whatever. Like
what is it?
I will keep the okay, you want to change, okay, meet you. Okay, I knew you was going to do that. Yep. All right. What's the second part? What is it?
Minasan is everybody.
Okay. Yeah. And on my side, I'm just going to change it to hey world, right? Let me, what I'm gonna do first on my side is I'm gonna commit my changes, and I'm gonna push my changes up. And so I'm gonna do a git add, git commit, changing to.
I think I forgot how to spell Minasan. I think that's misspelled.
I'll push, so I just push my changes right now. Whatever Jay just now pulled down is different online. Let me share my screen real quick.
Oh my gosh, I forgot to do it again. Trash it. Yeah, oh yeah, go ahead, share your screen.
So I hold on, let me share it. All right, cool. So I changed it to hey world instead. And even if I refresh this on this side, this is Bitbucket. I had pushed it, so it should say hey world up there now. So this loads.
So you want me to tell me when you're ready for me to push my changes? I've already committed everything. So whenever.
So whenever this loads, it's gonna say this. It's gonna say hey world. Now, when Jay had pulled this down, it said hello world. It didn't say hey world. Now, now when Jay tries to push his changes to Bitbucket, it's gonna give him an error. And I want you to try to push your changes real quick because it's now different than how it looked when he first pulled it.
You ready for me?
Yeah.
All right, bet. Let's
Um,
see. Updates.
Let me see.
Rejected.
Right. So it was rejected. So we
Yeah.
wanted to put some changes to that. Updates were rejected because remote contains work that you do not have locally. I just changed it from when he first pulled it. Now, in order for him to fix this, is you got to run Git Pull. So I want you to run Git Pull in a terminal. Okay. So this is the screen I wanted y'all to see. So now that he ran Git Pull, he have the option to say which one is actually right. Is it supposed to be Konnichiwa, Minasan, if I even said that right?
Yeah, Mina-san.
Yeah, or is it supposed to be hey world, or is it supposed to be both? Now I want y'all to notice
That's it.
there's an interface here. It says accept current changes, accept incoming changes. Now the current change, so it's literally between line 10 and 11. The current change would be your changes, Jay. Now, if you press that button, it's going to put your changes in there. If you do accept incoming changes, it's going to just it's going to delete your stuff and put my stuff there instead. Keep both. Obviously, it's going to keep both. So you can press one of those buttons, whatever one you want to put it as.
Accept both.
Right.
Let's see what that look like.
Right now, you can save it, add it, commit it, and then push it.
Oh shoot. Okay. Just to be thorough. Ah, not funny.
All right, cool. So now his changes are there, and I can pull his changes from my side, and like I'll see exactly what he have here because he resolved the conflict basically. So when y'all working in groups, y'all gonna see sometimes these conflicts, and just know, in order to fix it, you got to pull the changes. Then from there, you fix the conflicts. I hope that makes sense. If not, y'all can practice in your groups and then get the hang. It's good to just like practice it yourself so you can see. But is there any questions between what we just now did?
And when we go to the breakout room, so you want one person to create it and then everybody else to clone it like that?
Right. Yeah. So one person create it and then create that password and then give everybody that password. And then yeah, and then y'all would just use that person's repo to push the code and stuff like that. So and if you run into conflicts, obviously, that's how you resolve them. The best way to avoid conflicts is to not work in the same file. So create a whole bunch of files if you want and just push it. And if ever y'all in the same file, I want y'all to try to create a conflict because I want y'all to like practice like solving them. So, and it's called a merge conflict to be more specific. That's the name of it. It's a merged conflict. You're trying to merge it and there was a conflict. Yeah. I'm opening up the breakout rooms. I'll be out here for any questions. Like I said, get to know each other and then create a repo, create that add password, and just start messing around with BOMA website. And the URL is there in the chat. So yeah. All right, y'all free to hop over to your assigned rooms. Yeah, so if y'all don't know which group you're in, I'm gonna share my screen real quick, and I'll show you which group you're in. Where is? I think it's here.
I was waiting for something to like pop up. I thought it was gonna tell us to.
Nothing popped up. Let's see. So there should be a button at the bottom. It says like breakout rooms. Do you see that button on your side?
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, just click that.
Oh, gotcha. Oh yeah. I'm tripping. All right. Mhm.
The group for everybody else.
Yes.
So do y'all know which group y'all currently in? Do y'all see the breakout room button? I see there's two people in here. Maybe you're not. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, go to the bottom, go to breakout room, the breakout room button, and then just go to the group that you're assigned to. I'm not sure if you're talking. It looks like you're off mute, but I can't hear anything on my side.
All right, what's up?
Okay.
Yeah, we ran into a user login error. So they were trying to clone my file. I guess I have it set to private. I don't have it set to public. I invited them in using their email addresses,
Yeah.
and now they're having trouble cloning and pulling the information.
Even with the
So I
password
don't
you gave them?
even with the so it asked them to log into their account.
Oh
So
no.
it was asking for a password from the, I guess, like logging into the Aquaman account. And Terrence, you could probably share your screen and show them what it was doing.
I think you just had to put, so would it ask for username and password or just a password?
It brought up a whole interface where
Oh,
he had to put in his username and password from the site that runs Bitbucket. It was
oh,
like he was trying to log into Bitbucket. That's what I thought it was, but they said their password's not working. But Terrence actually tried his password. So yeah, he finna show you now.
go ahead and,
So yeah. So go to the password box and just escape it and then try to pull it again.
yeah, that's normally where you put that other password in, but go ahead, let me
See,
oh,
that's what pop up.
all right, go ahead and put what happens when you put your password in there?
Oh, put your password in. Oh yeah, there you go.
Okay, now put the password Jabez gave you inside of the pop-up up top, all the way up top. Yeah.
I may have to reshare it with you guys. Okay, yeah, you got it. It's a stale password, but I think it's cool. I think you can still use it. Yeah, see, not working.
That is so weird.
Hey Isaiah, real quick, man. When I did the Indian joint, like she had us go through a different like credentials in order to add. Like it wasn't Bitbucket, it was the GitHub, but you had to go through like another way in order to add it and to make sure that your code pushed up to GitHub. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of in the same boat myself.
Yeah. So did anybody successfully like connect Bitbucket together with the team?
I think we
Uh,
I
were
was
close.
I said it again. I'm sorry, I missed it.
I think we were close. It was Special and I.
Okay.
Yeah, but we had to enter our username and email.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like basically credentials for the repository.
Yeah, let me check. Because me and Jay had did it. I'm sure. I'm gonna check my Bitbucket really quick to see
now
if
I was gonna say, now I had mine on private and then I invited them through Bitbucket. So, you know,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I explained it pretty well. Yeah.
We had a group project name set up for Thunder Crew, and when the meeting was wrapping up for the breakout room, so just kind of going through how to push some code up through the terminal, but we came back here before we really got too much further.
And when y'all made the app password, did you give like access to everything? You checked all of those boxes?
Yeah. Yeah, they got access to every single thing.
Okay.
That was the old password that I used before. I didn't create a new one.
Let me share my screen actually, and I'm gonna try to go through that again and to see if y'all can actually Jay, could you give me the could you give me your Git the
Gotcha.
Git clone command and
I'm
the
finna,
whoever was sharing, I'm not
gotcha.
sure who was sharing.
It was me.
Oh, that was you. Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm finna send it to you right now.
Okay.
The Git clone.
Yeah.
And then here is that ain't the password.
All right. I'll share my screen really quick. Share screen. All right. So
I'm finna send you the password in a moment.
all right. Just clone it real quick. Is that this
Here we go.
class session 3?
Yep. And then they'll go to password there.
Let me see. Oh wait, okay. It just asked me to enter the password here in a terminal. Let me paste that in. Yeah, so I'm able. So just
Yeah.
try to do it just through the terminal. Like don't do it through VS Code. You try to just through the terminal. Let me see if I can push something.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can push something.
So he actually did it through VS Code. Like we did all the commands. I invited him via email, but he did everything else through VS Code. He cloned it and everything through VS Code. So maybe because when I invited him, it said he needed something.
Yeah. So weird. So I'm able to do it on our side. And let me. Okay. Could you share your screen? Whoever was sharing it, I guess whoever was trying.
Terrence.
Yeah. And try to let me see you do it through the terminal really quick. And I just want to see like not VS Code, like through the actual, yeah. Yeah, you just got seated to your desktop. Are you already on your desktop? If you do PWD, what does it say? Yeah. All right, so do CD and then space and then capital D and then yeah, just capital D to and then just write out desktop. So just D, yeah, and you just press tab actually, or yeah, or you can just write it. Yeah, that's good. Press enter. All right, so you're on your desktop now. Try to clone. Do the wait, do you already have this folder on your desktop? Because you might want to delete it first. And you're on mute too. I don't know if you realize
Sorry
it.
about that. Yeah, I have it on my in the documents folder separately. I don't have it on my desktop, but I have the code pasted where I should be able to. Let me pull it back up and hit the clone again to copy it again.
All right, cool. Yeah, you can just run that clone. Not oh yeah, you have it there. Okay.
And then I should be able to just paste that in here, right?
Okay, so your group is using your repo. This is your who's
No,
repo?
it's mine.
So
It's mine.
He logged in to your Bitbucket. Who just what did you just now copy? Was that who?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was what he shared. So I'm copying it from his.
Okay. All right. So you're okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I sent them an invitation to my folder through Bitbucket.
Oh, I see.
So I invited him to my private repository through Bitbucket. He went to his email, logged in, and now he's using my Bitbucket. I wonder if he has to use a different, like, I don't know. What's that T in the corner? If he not logged in to his Bitbucket account, but another account using that email address, that could be it, right? Is that?
Let me let's go through with the terminal real quick. It looks like that's your account. I just want to see what it's going to say because I never actually did the whole invitation through like email and stuff like that. So
okay, so now I have it cloned. It's in my clipboard. Does it allow you to do Control V, or how do we paste?
you might have to just right click because sometimes when you write, all right, there we go, paste. Oh wait, it's not. That's odd. You should be able to do Control V. I'm not sure why. I know sometimes when you right click, it automatically pastes it for you. Okay, there
we go. This is, we keep getting this. One here. Is this a separate account that I have? Because it says connect to Bitbucket, but it has this, this logo here. And I didn't create an account with this company, so I don't know if it's the same.
That's the same company.
Yeah, that's the parent company. Yeah, put your password in real quick. Just put it in, and then try to
I was gonna see what the username was.
invalid credentials. So that's definitely your password?
Yeah, I even took it as far as going to, because it's saved in Google, and I copied it from Google into that a couple tries ago, and it still gave me the same error. And I tried also using my email versus my username.
Okay. Let me do a quick search. And everybody's having the exact same experience. Like no one's, like, everyone's look basically the same.
Well, I mean, for us, we just didn't get stuck. We just didn't get to that part. We were working through the Bitbucket creating and pushing out a file to Bitbucket, so we could all begin to use. So it just took a little bit longer. So hopefully, for the for our team, the Thunder crew, I should everybody a Slack, and we can just kind of get back on after the class.
All right. So did anybody get to this step and then get stuck?
Yes, I tried like several times this way, and it failed. So, and my question also, this is Git push, right? So can we push our code using Git push to Bitbucket or GitHub?
Yeah. So you push to whatever you link it to. So
Oh.
whenever, or whatever you clone it from. So Git itself is just an interface to do version control. Now the place where it's actually hosted could be whatever you want. Bitbucket and GitHub is just happens to be two of them. So whatever you cloned it from or whatever you linked it to, that's the place where it's going to go.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That was technically, I think we haven't because with my code, when I set it up through Git Bash and I followed the Indian video, it had me set up to push my code to GitHub instead of Bitbucket, right? So because when you follow that video all the way through, it has you even put your username and password, right, into the whole GitHub GitHub site. So if I were even to write my code, it still is going to push it to GitHub. You see what I'm saying? So like I have to disconnect that somehow, right? Because it's still set up with GitHub instead of Bitbucket. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So if if you clone it from Bitbucket, it's always going to go to Bitbucket. Now,
okay.
Now I know what you mean by setting up the user and password, but like that link that it gives you, that's what's saved, and that's what takes priority. It should always go to Bitbucket. I did find an article on this about it prompting for the user and password. I'm just looking through these answers to see like what they did differently.
All right, thank you. You know, most of my team we just talking about, most of us we have like Windows. So is that possible to show us like doing this using Windows?
So it should be the same for Windows. All of these.
Yeah, Terrence is using Windows.
Yeah, that's Windows right there. Yeah, that because you can tell because he's using Git Bash, and that's the terminal that y'all had to download.
Sorry to cut you off, by the way, Isaiah.
Oh, I didn't even I didn't even notice, to be honest. Yeah, I'm just reading through his posts to see if I see anything. All right, so I have two commands that you have to run, and these two commands is going to set some global variables in Git, and these variables should so you got to run that first one. These variables that you're setting, it basically tells them not to to prompt you for the username and password. So, and this is one of the answers they gave, and there was a few people who liked it. So I'm thinking that is the solution. So you can run those two commands in your command line, and then try to redo it. So you can do a control C or something. I think that should exit out that. Maybe control C or I don't know what is on.
Control C.
Yeah.
So it
Double
should
tap
be, so I can
Control
just
C.
Yeah.
paste in
Control C.
what you just said.
Go ahead. What you said?
Hold Control and tap C twice.
There's the
Oh, no.
command. Go ahead and-
You got to do control
No.
C first, because right now you're stuck in like some interface. Do control C works for you? Yeah, there we go. So now we're out of it. Now you can paste in those commands.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So now I gotta copy. All right.
Yeah.
What did that?
What is there's one more,
Return.
the second one as well. So yeah, there's no confirmation that it's done, but it's done, because if it wasn't, it would give you an error. Now now you can try to do the Git clone, and yeah, and you don't have to pay. I want to show you a quick shortcut. If you go back to the terminal and you press the up key in the terminal, and keep pressing up until you see it. And yeah, so there we go.
Got it. Thanks.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so this is, oh wait, why is it password for, yeah. All right, paste in the password that Jabez had gave you.
Actually, back up. What was the upkey thing again?
Oh, it shows the previous commands that you entered into the terminal, so you don't have to, you won't have to type them again.
So that was after git clone, right?
That wasn't the one. That wasn't the password, Terrence. It was a PW something. Yeah, there you go. PG, all that good stuff.
Oh, this one.
Sorry about that, guys.
What was you saying, Duran?
I was just trying to figure out what that the upkey thing was again.
The upkey basically shows previous commands that you entered already inside of the command line. You see how
what did he input first though? It was git clone first, right? And then upkey, right?
Yeah, it was git clone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see. What's to say? Cannot clone because interactive has been disabled. This is.
I think you need to pass in his.
What you thinking?
When I was trying to push code to GitHub, I saw this message. So I used the GitHub, just like Bitbucket, the password that you generate every time, anytime you create a repo, the password you generate. So I used the password instead of my own personal password, and it worked.
Yeah.
Maybe you should try it out.
You talking about like
Okay, so the app password?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I created.
Yeah. Ain't that what you used or no?
That was what I used.
That's the app password? Oh yeah. That's what yeah. I was asking for you to use that one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and that's
okay, not the account login. Yeah. Okay. This is one that I actually generated, and then.
Yeah, so we're good now. Make sure you change your password too, because it's gonna be online. Wait, hold on. Did it do it? Can I prompt you?
Yeah, it did it.
Oh, did it? It says updating. Oh wait, at the end it says that it's complete, but
Yeah, can't prompt user
is it on
because of interactivity.
Is it on your computer, on your desktop? Do you see a folder? Yeah. All right. Yeah, you're good. You have I don't know what that other error was for, but make sure you change your password to Bitbucket. I'll hold off.
Oh,
to-
yeah, definitely.
I'll hold off to post this until later today. All right.
Okay.
Do
and
we
Go ahead.
I was gonna ask, so can he reset those credential interactive and all of that stuff back to true? And
Yeah.
that should, yeah,
Yeah.
he should be able to set that back to true now.
Right. So if you, yeah, you can set it back to true if you want. Now, if you run, hold on, let me check it before I tell you. So what is it? Hold on. I'm just running something on my side to make sure I tell you this the right way.
So what's the app password? I didn't even understand that one.
Yeah. You should, so what you had just set, right? When you ran these commands, git config dash global and like replace all, like those are basically values that's set inside of a file on your computer. And whenever you run git, it reads from those files, and the file that you set it to is like your global file. So you can have a local. Remember when we ran git init and I showed y'all that .git folder. Now you can have configuration inside of there, or you can have configuration inside of your computer globally, and that's what we did here. So we have set some variables. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out how we can see all of those variables that's set on your computer. I forget the exact command for that, and we can probably just delete what we just did, to be honest. Let's see, git view. Let's see. Sure. Okay, here we go. Okay, git config list. That's what it is. Let me just run it on my side real quick to be sure. Git config. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so if you paste that in, you're gonna see all of the different configuration things on there. Like for mine, I have like my username, my name. It's a whole bunch of stuff that I have. But if you paste that in, you'll see exactly what we just set, and it should be in there somewhere. But those are all of the configuration values. Sometimes, and I'm just showing y'all this because sometimes when y'all online, I want y'all to know what git config is, like what it's referencing, and it's literally just a configuration file on your computer that's being read by Git every time you use it. So these are all your values right here. Let me see. So yeah, for the rest of y'all, that's what y'all will have to do. Run those two commands, and just make sure you copy those before y'all leave today. And that's how y'all do it. But yeah, let me share my screen really quick.
So what was the thing about the app password?
So
instead of the
right. So when it prompts you for a password, you put the app password. And the reason you put the app password is because that app password is linked to what they have access to. Remember when you checked all those boxes, that password says that that person has access to everything you checked, and that's why it needs that password.
But that's the thing. So the password he used wasn't the password that I generated and gave him. He used another password.
Which password? Wait, that wasn't the password. That is.
So I use the password that I created. So whenever you showed me when you're checking the boxes, like you said, and create app password, that's what I use, what I created. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is, so you can create more than one of those, even if that wasn't the original one. So
well, no, he created it. I didn't create it. I gave him permission to get into my folder through an invite. He used his password to, I guess, give himself access to my folder. Yeah.
Okay, that's the app. That wasn't okay. That's the app.
Yeah.
That wasn't the profile. Okay, so that's what y'all was talking about.
Yeah. So he wasn't using the password that I sent him to log into. That I created. He was using his password that he created. The password that I created was PQG the password he created was capital PE, all that you did.
Yeah. So did he create that password after you invited him to the repo? Before. Okay,
When I
that's
first did the Git Bash sign up thing, it just followed along with you did. Yeah.
I'm honestly not sure. I'm honestly not even sure about that. I'll have to do some research on it, and then I'll get back to you on that. But for the sake of time,
Okay.
I'm gonna share my screen real quick and introduce y'all to what the project is going to be. So
I have one more question too, but I'll wait till afterwards.
Okay. So just a quick introduction. The next project for y'all is to create like some type of landing page. Now I have this up just to show y'all an example of what I want y'all to create, and feel free to get as creative as possible. You can use regular HTML, CSS, or you can use BOMA. Like, it's whatever you want. But essentially, what I want is for everyone on your team to have a picture up. This website is going to serve as a place for y'all to post all of the projects y'all do in this class. So you get creative with the content, make sure all y'all pictures are here, maybe even like say something interesting about yourselves, put a picture in some description, or however you want to word it, however you want to design it. And every time we do a project, we're going to add it to this project. And maybe you'll have like a projects page on here. So that way, whenever you go to apply for jobs, you can just put the website link. And we're going to get this online also. You can put the URL, they can go to it, they can see everybody that you work with, and they can see all the projects that you work with as a group. So if y'all want some inspiration for designs, I recommend going here to dribble.com. And dribble.com is basically a whole bunch of designs that design people, UI UX people created. You can type in whatever you want, landing page, pretty much search wherever you want, and you can see a whole bunch of designs for different like websites. And this is just one of like many of these type of websites, but this is a good one to go to see some designs, to get some ideas. And the way we're going to go about this is this project is going to be done outside of class, so y'all got to figure out a time to meet, like a time to meet, basically, to brainstorm ideas. Maybe y'all can like split up and try to go through this website, try to get a whole bunch of designs that y'all like, and decide on which one y'all want to actually choose, or try to get inspiration from, and then try to build that amongst yourselves. And y'all gonna do it using Bitbucket. With that being said, I'm going to look up what the issues was just now, just to see if I can find some type of solution. But I want y'all to work through Bitbucket, and the project is going to be due not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. So y'all have a week and like 2 days to think up a design, and then try to actually design that. And we'll just do a quick like presentation on Tuesday with groups.
So a couple questions. Yeah, I was just going to say a couple questions. First question, do we have to make it an active site, or is it just laying out the landing page HTML style? We hooking up buttons and stuff?
Right. So the only thing y'all can hook up is like different pages and stuff, because y'all can have different HTML files linked to these different pages. Remember how I did like the home page?
Anchors.
Page? Yeah, exactly. Those anchor tags, exactly. And so y'all can hook those up. These buttons, like, unless y'all want the buttons to do certain things, I would just focus on HTML, CSS. Basically, anything you can do HTML, CSS is like free game. Now, if you want to get fancy with JavaScript, I will wait until the whole thing is complete, and then do whatever you want with JavaScript. But just try to keep it just HTML and CSS, because I don't want anybody running into like errors and stuff like that. Like, I don't want y'all to overextend yourself and then like end up like shooting yourself in the foot. So
Cool.
Yeah,
So,
quick.
and then I was gonna say I got a second question. How do you change the name of a remote setup? So like
So
remote origin or your branch name.
right. So
And I can show you why I'm asking.
if I run Git remote, right, I can see that this is hooked up to this. Now, if I wanted to change that name, I'm not sure if there's a direct command to change it, but I know that you can delete it and then Git remote, remove origin, I believe that's it. Yeah, so I just now removed the connection. And then whenever you go to add it again, you just do Git remote add, and then you name it whatever you want. Say my repo or whatever. Like I would just keep it as origin because origin is normally like the standard, and then you put the URL to wherever you're trying to link it to. And that URL, it comes from like the link that you clone. When you do git clone in that URL, that's the URL that you. So, I'm not sure how to rename.
Okay.
I'm sure there's a command to do it, but I'm just off the top of my head, I'm not sure.
Because I got so the reason I asked was because I created a branch, and it was named something, but the name changed to something else, and it confused the crap out of me. So
you create another branch, and this origin changed. It should have.
The branch name changed. So like I created, let's say a J branch, checkout branch J, right? Checkout B, you know what I'm saying, all that good stuff. When I went to push it, after it pushed, it changed to practice origin or something like that, or practice upload from when I was doing the assignment, when we had to upload the first file to the cloud or just some file to the cloud. Now,
branch name changed?
Yep. Now, I do have like, and this is probably where my error is coming from, I do have a clone folder within the folder that I use git init on. So I have a HTML, let's say HTML file. Just let me show you. Is it okay? Or you want to answer another question first?
Yeah, you basically ran git init and then you cloned it on top of that.
Exactly.
Yeah, you want to avoid that. Like that can definitely that probably is what it is. Yeah.
So I'm gonna create a whole new folder. I'm gonna just blow this whole thing up and then create a new folder. I think is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, because it's like there's situations like that where it can really start to get confusing. Like it start to really mess up. And yeah, you definitely don't want to mix those things. I'll take one more question. I know there was a whole bunch, but I gotta go.
I just got a real quick one, bro. As far as the groups go, are we doing separate chats for the groups, or like how does that work?
Yeah. I mean, feel free to create a group chat amongst your groups. Honestly, that's probably preferred. So we all keep your conversations, amongst your groups. So yeah.
Yeah, on the breakout room, it just kept saying like the chat was to everybody. Like the breakout rooms don't have separate chats.
That's why ours is in the main chat.
Isaiah, can you just add everybody's email addresses to the group list so then we can contact each other that way? I know on mine, I just put into this chat a Slack thing so we can get on Slack, but in case we miss somebody, we can hit each other up through email.
So that's what like the Instagram is for, because everybody got an Instagram. Y'all can create group chats on Instagram. I try to do, and then like y'all can do Slack amongst yourselves if y'all want, but I don't want to like necessarily give out anybody's information, and that was part of the reason why I did this whole thing through Instagram. So I mean, what I would do is if y'all want to do Slack or email, just message each other on Instagram, and then like coordinate that amongst yourselves. I think that's the best way to do it. Everybody will have their different preferences. Yeah. All right, cool. So if there's other questions, just message in the group in a Q&A chat. I do have to go. Yeah, and I'll see everybody on Tuesday.
Hey, peace, brother. Thank you again, man.
Yeah, all right, see ya.